What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Chang.
So look, if you're a man in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, and you have a new Filipina girlfriend out here in the Philippines, you're looking to understand her and get to know her a lot better. Well, in that case, you come to the right place.
That's right. We're here to share some tips on how to test your Filipina without being a total jerk about it.
So look, let's be real. We all want to know if she's really the right one, right? You don't want to jump on a plane, fly 7,000 miles across the ocean just to find out that she wasn't even close to being the right one. So how do you find out? You got to do it with a little bit of love, some respect, and maybe even a little humor along the way too.
Stick around as we walk you through the best ways to test her the right way.
All right, let's get it cracking. Ching, kick the intro and let's get into this video. Rolling by trike. Here we go. All right, so testing her is not about trying to catch her in a lie or trap her. It's about understanding her values, understanding how she handles situations, and making sure that the two of you are on the same page.
We've got easy ways for you to test your Filipina girlfriend. And remember, it's all about mutual respect and having a little bit of fun.
Exactly. So Ching, you're Filipina, you're from here, you're from around the way. You know about the culture here, you know about the women here and how women get down. In your opinion, when should you test your Filipina girlfriend?
In my opinion, I think you should wait a couple of dates for you before you can test her. Because, I think on the first date, she's always stepping her best foot forward and you are at the getting to know you phase.
Right.
So you're kind of testing the waters, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And
plus, you guys might not even click. So why test her on the first date?
Yeah, you're just burning daylight.
That's it. You want to make sure that, hey, that she might be long-term potential, right? So when you test her, what are you actually looking for?
I think what you're looking for is how she will react to adversity, how will she react to conflict, and also I think, how her reactions to everything that you say or you do. So I think that's what you're looking for when you test her.
So let's talk about some ways you can test your Filipina girlfriend. Give me the first example of a test you can kind of give her.
I think the first test that you can give her is the family test. Because
what's the family test?
The family test, as we all know, Filipinas are all about family.
Right.
Does she invite you, or first, does she introduce you to her family? So that's the first test. And when she introduces you to her family, then you can tell that she is serious and she's looking at you long-term, as a long-term potential partner. So I think once she allows you to be in this family gathering or family circle, I think that's one way to test it.
Right. Okay. All right, cool. The second test is the money test. What's the money test?
I think it's not literally like putting money on the table and then checking if she's going to take it.
That's a good test.
That's a good test.
That's a real good test, right?
Yeah.
Is my money still there or is it missing?
Right. But I think a subtle way to test her about money is that when you go out on a mall, does she help you spend your money or does she help you save your money? So I think that's...
How do you mean? What you mean?
Like, for example, you go here, you offer to eat out at expensive restaurants. Like, for example, Hyatt Hotel. Grand Hyatt. So, where you're going to spend thousands of pesos. And then she lets you know that, yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. But there's a but. It's a little expensive there. So I don't think that, it's worth it to spend one day for that date. I mean, it would be awesome, but, you're going to spend a lot of money. I don't think it's worth it.
As opposed to her saying, hell yeah, let's go. Come on. Right? So the next test is something, is she really listening to you? Does she remember the little things about you? What's that about?
Like, for example, you have casual conversations. But anyway, if she remembers tiny details about you, like, for example, what are the things that you like? What are your favorites? And what's your favorite color? Something like that, tiny details.
Does she even know your favorite color? Does she know how tall you are? Does she know what sizes you wear? Simple, small things that tell that tell you that she cares enough about you that she's paying attention to even the littlest stuff.
Yeah, because I think if a woman cares about you, especially when that woman like wants to buy you stuff, how will she buy you stuff if she doesn't know your size? For example, shirts, shorts, pants, whatever, underwear, or stuff like that.
Carters.
Yeah.
Carters, yeah.
You like that.
I liked them Carters. That was cool, man. All right.
So the next is the respect test. So this is, how does she handle conflict?
And it's just that simple.
Yeah, very simple.
When things go wrong, when things go left, how does she handle it? Does she get all twisted up? Does she start yelling? Does she lose patience? Does she get mad? Does she get out of pocket and start putting hands on people?
Does she throw things?
Does she throw stuff? Does she cuss at you? How does she handle it how does she handle adversity? How does she handle conflict? How does she deal with it? Does she have a whole tempo attack, right? Because things are going to go wrong. And you want to know how she's going to handle it when they do.
Yeah, exactly.
It might even be discussions you might have, like politics or like religion or social topics, where you guys clearly have a disagreement, or brought up different ways, or you have different ideas. How does she handle that? These things make a difference in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if you're just having a intellectual conversation or discussion and she takes it personally, this is like the best, a good way to test her if she can handle it, like let it pass. Just
having a conversation, we just don't agree. That's all.
Yeah, keep it pushing.
Yeah, but can she handle having different opinions, right? Okay, cool. Next, the what will she do for me test. Will she help me out when I'm in a pinch? Will she help me out when I call her? Right? Obviously, she's figured that I can help her out in some different ways. But is she willing to help me out when I need it?
So what if, for example, your ATM is not working? Okay, that's a good test. Your ATM, your credit card is not working. Now, if she's and then you tell her, hey, can I borrow money first because my ATM or my credit card is not working? If she's just willing to, give you money and then you say you reimburse it later without having second thoughts, then I think that's a good way to test her about money.
But here's something even more simple, right? We talked about going out, not testing her until you've been out a few times. But what about when you get to that third or that fourth date and you say, look, hey, it's your turn. Right? It's, I paid the first 3 times. It's your turn, right? And obviously you ain't going to go out to a steak dinner. You're not going to be at a steak restaurant where the final bill is 15,000 pesos.
Yeah, she can't afford it.
But I mean, it might be Starbucks. You can pick the place. But what happens when you say, hey, can you get this one? Or, if she's really that one, you don't need to say nothing because she says, you know what? Hey, look, I got it. So then you would just know anyways. But what happens if you say, you know what? Could you get this one?
And then she reacts negatively to it. No, I would.
She might look at you sideways, or she might, that? Exactly. Like, okay, all right. And so now you understand what you're getting into, right? You understand how she's gonna look at you, how she feels about paying or coming out of pocket to do things for you.
And I think it doesn't necessarily have to arrive to the third date. The moment she offered money, or the gesture of taking out money from her wallet on the first date, or offer something like dessert or have some drinks the next round, for example, you're having drinks. So I think that is one way to really test her when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I agree. Right. All right, next, the are you supportive test.
I think the test is she willing to support you or to help you achieve your goal?
That's it.
So I think that's one way of testing her, because is she just there to reap the benefits of your goal, or is she willing to work with you through reaching that goal and reap the benefits together? I think that's
I think that's legit. I think that's legit. In fact, I'll go a step further and I'll just give you a little props and a little shout out here.
Thank you.
Because one of the reasons that you're sitting here is because when we first started, well, not our first conversation, it was after that, right?
So just like when you said that you don't think that this could be like in a romantic relationship, and then I told you that I'm willing to be your friend and stick around.
Right. You had a plan.
Yeah.
And then when you and I met, you were like, and I told you what I wanted to do. You were like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You were like, hey, let's do it. I'm with that. Let's go.
No second thoughts.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That's what I'm talking about. Little did I know what I was getting into. But that's the attitude you're looking for, right? When you talk about somebody being supportive, right? Okay, and thank you for that. So
thank you. Thank you also for giving me that opportunity, because if it weren't, all
right. Here's another good test that I think is really important. What's your relationship with your ex test, right? Especially if she got kids, if she's been married. But what's your relationship with your ex-boyfriend test, right? What's that about?
I think when she starts saying a lot of negative things about the ex, always bad-mouthing, that the ex doesn't really do anything good to her.
Right.
Because it says a lot about her mindset. Does she only see the things that, the bad things that the ex did to her? Or does she always blame that ex on what happened to the relationship? Or I think it has something to do with accountability as well.
Is she accountable too? There's two things here. Number one, I always ask people, men and women, I always ask people, when you're divorced or you broke up, why'd you break up? What was your fault? And it's amazing how many people, that dirty rotten bastard, he did this, and this, but never you didn't do nothing wrong, for reals. But it's also the other factor of if he's that much of a dirty rotten bastard, doesn't that mean you're not such a good chooser? Maybe your picker's not very good, right? Maybe your ability to choose a good quality man isn't so good, right? So that kind of says it might say a couple of different things about you. So the next one is the social media test.
Easy.
And since you're way more about social media, I'll let you handle this one. Talk to us.
I think the social media test is when she starts hiding or locking her profile. Like, for example, you visit her profile on Facebook and she hides away, snatch the phone. Right. And then I think one indicator is that she always put face down her phone, so that you don't see anything popping on the messages, on notifications on her phone, on social media. So I think when she gets defensive on every little thing that she puts there on social media, I think that's a good test also.
Maybe there might be something to hide. Maybe there might be something she's hiding.
I mean, there's a thing now on Facebook that you can lock your profile so people cannot see what's in there. So I think it's very... people want to be mysterious nowadays.
People have a lot to hide these days. Right. Next, I kind of like this one. Will she go the extra mile test? I like that one, right? Because it's a test, but it's not a test. It's like, how much does this woman really care about you?
Will she go the extra mile, even if she's not available at that moment?
Right.
She will make time for you. Period. So, for example, you are hungry, you need food. He doesn't have time to cook anything for himself because he's too busy working.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that woman will order food via food delivery services.
Right.
Okay, example is Grab.
And maybe without even telling you, look, and maybe she just sends a message and said, look, I ordered you some food. I know you're busy, so I ordered you something. You're all right with me. Sometimes. Right. Okay. So I like that. I really like that. Is she willing to go the extra mile? One of the things I like and it's my own personal thing, is if your woman is really paying attention and she really gives a damn about you, she knows your sizes, she knows what you need. She knows when there's holes in your socks, she sees it. When there's holes in your drawers, she sees them. And you don't have to say, oh, I really need some new. You get new drawers the next day. There's new socks waiting for you the next day. There's a new shirt. You needed a shirt for work. There's a new shirt the next day, right? To me, that's what your girl is supposed to do. She's supposed to take care of those things to make it easy for you to just go out and make some money. That's what I think. Okay? Next. Anything else to add to that? The humor test was...
It's very easy.
It's not a test, man. I'm funny. Yeah. It ain't a test. I'm funny. If she don't laugh at my jokes, there's something wrong with her.
Yeah,
there's something really wrong with her. Yeah, she's just missing it, man. I'm super funny.
Yeah, you are. Super funny.
Funny looking?
No, you're always funny.
In truth, I know I'm not super funny, but look, but I have my moments. I'm not jokey Smurf.
We get each other.
we get each other. We all right. Yeah. Okay. The next thing is she caring? Does she show empathy? I think this is really important for a whole bunch of reasons. Go ahead.
If she comes there one call away, especially when you're sick, she's willing to take care of you when you're sick. Even if she's mad at you, she still cooks for you. And she goes there and bring you something, even if, you know, there's some conflict going on between the two of you. I think that's one way to test her.
Hopefully there ain't too much conflict.
There's no too much conflict. Like for example, there's a little
fighting all the time.
No, there's a little disagreement, for example. And when you said, can you come here? I'm sick. She's there 10 minutes. Bring you medicine.
Okay. You're out here trying to make points for yourself. All right. We see what you're doing. You ain't got to make points. You in the driver's seat.
That's right.
You're in the driver's seat. You ain't got to make all the points. Next, does she have her own life?
Yeah, I think this is a good example or a good test for her, because if she's happy, even if she's not with you, she's okay doing her own thing. Even if you're not together, she's not glued to you 24/7.
Right.
I think that is a good way to test her. If, you know, she has her own life. Her life doesn't revolve around you.
Right. I'm with that too. Because I'm kind of, I need my time.
Space.
I need my space. And someone is trying to be glued to me. It's not going to work at all.
Super clingy. I can be clingy sometimes, but
you?
sometimes, what?
You?
People do that?
Yeah. But for the most part, I think you respect my boundaries and respect my privacy, and I appreciate that.
And your alone time, very important.
Yeah. Next, time management. And to me, this is going to be another big thing for me. And what's your take on the whole time management thing?
I think the whole time management thing is, does she even make time for you? She can balance her personal life. I think that's it for me.
Yeah. If she don't make time for you, then all of this is academic. Yeah. Because it's time for you to move on to the next one. My father always said, if a woman wants to be with you, she will make time to be with you.
She'll make
time.
Yeah.
She'll make excuses.
People do that?
Steady over here trying to make points, huh? Right, exactly.
I think one of the best example or the best test to test your Filipina is how she treats service staff.
But is that really a test, or are you just watching to see how she treats people?
That too. I think you watch her how.
Do I put a fake janitor?
No.
I mean, it's not really a test, right? You just see how she treats people. Right? And then finally, in my opinion, this is probably one of the most important. The future test. Do you guys want the same future? Do you guys have the same thing in mind when it comes down to what's her end game? The futures test. What you got on that?
I think you should need to know her intentions. Are you on the same page?
Right.
Like, for example, she's really wanting to live together, but you are not yet ready to live together. So you should be on the same phase.
You should understand each other. Right?
If that's your plan, then good.
So I totally agree with you. Your futures need to align. You guys need to kind of be on the same page when it comes to what you want and what your plans are for the future, or at least close.
Yeah.
So there you have it. A whole bunch of ways that you could test your new Filipino girlfriend and make sure that your relationship is on the right track.
So keep things light, keep things fun, and most importantly, keep things real.
Exactly.
So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get updated on our latest videos.
And don't forget to leave your comments, because we always read them and we like to respond too.
Yeah, and according to YouTube, the best way to help our channel grow is to watch another one of our videos right after this one.
Ching, kick the intro and let's get into this video. So when you test her, what are you actually looking for?
I think, how her reactions to everything that you say or you do. So I think that's what you're looking for when you test.
You're so pretty sometimes.
Thank you.
Like really pretty.
Thank you.
You make me crazy. We'll probably have to delete that. That's too bad. Yeah.
We'll put that on the bloopers.
I knew you'd find a way to put that in there.
If you're just having a intellectual conversation or discussion and she takes it personally,
right,
I think that's one way, or that's a good test for you to just to administer or to do. Administer? Is it medicine?
What are you talking about? Yeah, what are you,
I don't know.
about?
No,
you're giving her a shot?
If you need something, if you need food, and she's not there with you, and she orders via Grab and have it delivered to you, she finds ways.
Order
via Grab.
Oh, like what? Like, why is she ordering Viagra from me?
Robust.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
come on, man.
Let me slow down a bit, okay? Okay. Hey, can you clean this table? Something like that. She has an attitude. She doesn't respect other people. Yeah. And that's it? That's the word?
Sadiddy, yeah.
Sadiddy. I learned something today. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I thought I heard P. Diddy.
I know P. Diddy around here. Yeah. Yeah. Watch out. Watch out. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. Get behind me. He don't want you. He want me.
Gosh, we have a lot of bloopers.
All right. And don't forget, if you like this video, we got a whole bunch of other videos that are just as good, if not better. So check those out too. In the meantime, in between time, I'm Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
And this is Chang.
Deuces.
We're out.